Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. So if you're just joining me, please put in the chat where you're joining me from. I'd love to know where people are listening. So just put in the chat where you're joining from. It is Wednesday, and I'm just glad to be here today. Hopefully you are as well. And if you're watching this on the replay, kindly put hashtag replay. So again, if you're watching me live, let me know where you're listening from. I'd love to hear that. So, as I'm waiting for people to hop on, I want to share with you a couple of things that I've got going on or coming up. So, and excuse my phone for ringing. So coming up, I have a communication strategy course that I'm working on that'll be January of 2021. So be prepared and get ready for that course. It's going to be $99, and I think it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks. So stay tuned for that. Also, for you individuals out there listening that have thought about being a speaker or want to up your game in speaking, I have a speakers club that's going on. We meet on the second and fourth Thursday of the month at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can attend the first meeting for free, but after that, join my sessions for $19.97 per month. So learn how to up your game in speaking and get more speaking gigs. In addition, for those of you that know, I also do diversity and inclusion training. And so these are by request. It's called Another Seat at the Table. So it's diversity and inclusion training. So if you're interested in that, connect with me. I will place my information in the text. So again, if you're just hopping on, let me know where you're joining from, whatever state, whatever area. Let me know where you're listening from. I'd love to know where people are listening from today. So with that, my topic for today is around taking a moment of pause. Taking a moment of pause. And you're probably saying, taking a moment of pause, what does that mean? It means that we are so busy these days that we sometimes just need to take a moment and breathe and really think about, what's happening around us. So I want to cover four areas when you take time to pause. And excuse me, they're investigation, incubation, illumination, and illustration. So I'll go through those 4 areas with you around taking a moment to pause, reflecting on what's going on in your life. For those that are listening, if you would put in the chat, tell me how much time are you currently spending on concentrated reflection each week? Just put in the chat, how much time are you spending on concentrating on one particular thing each week? So for some of you, and for me and myself, you may be placing things on your calendar. I do that quite often because it's just easier for me to have everything listed of what I'm going to be doing, even if it's exercise. I place everything on my calendar. But one thing I do, and I think all of you should do that are listening, is have time on your calendar just for you to relax. Or if it's, exercising, whatever it is that works for you, you need to place time aside so that you can rejuvenate, relax your mind, relax your body. Just go into a space where there is really nothing going on and you have time to yourself just to vegetate. We all need that. And so if you're not doing that, you should. Hi from Chile, I believe. Thank you for joining. So yes, just take time to just relax and, let go. Never know, because I realize you're not organized in that point. Yes, we have to get organized, and it's so very, very important. We've got so much going on, in our lives, whether it's business or personal. But we need to take time to just reflect on what's happening around us. So again, how much time are you currently spending on concentrated reflection each week? And for me, I try to do it every day. For me, the best time for me to do my reflection is at night before I have time to just sit there and think about what I did and then just let my mind relax. Because it's healthier, because when you have time to reflect, then you have time to grow. You have time to reflect, and that expands your time for growth. So the first area of the 4 is investigation. And that pausing is about finding meaning in each experience. Finding meaning in each experience, and that's called investigation. So how do you find meaning in each experience? Whether it's a positive experience or a negative experience, I try to find some good in whatever it is, particularly even if it's a bad experience. Pull out those little nuggets that will help you grow from that bad experience, or always try to find something positive in that. So for an example, if you're working in corporate America, and let's say maybe you applied for a job that you didn't get, or a promotion that you didn't get, even though you didn't get it, look for the positive side. It was a learning experience for you. You gained some feedback around some things that you could do better. And so you take that piece of information and turn it into a positive. So you learn from those experiences by doing that. And I try to learn from all the experiences that I do. So for those that know me, I own rental properties. And so I learn every day from experiences. So recently I had a tenant who unfortunately just left. I'm thinking that they're still there and they're not. I go by the property and they're not there. And so they just decided to leave. So I learned from that experience, even though it's a bad experience. The tenant was there for a year, positive experience. They evidently couldn't afford to stay there, so they left. So, bad experience. So I've learned, even though I've been in this business for almost 20 years, I've learned that, maybe I need to ask better questions about what's going on. So try to take each experience and turn it into a positive. The second one is incubation. And my analogy around that is it's like a crock pot method. Everything is simmering along the way. And so when it's simmering, that incubation period allows experiences and thoughts to grow in their own full potential. So you may be working on something, a project, or thinking about starting a business, and it's in the crock pot mode. You've got all different components of what you want to do. You've got your marketing area here. You're thinking that maybe you need to hire a VA, or you're working on a website, or you're working on just getting an LLC or getting your business, incorporated. So you've got all these ideas and they're just simmering. You haven't implemented them. They're just simmering. So you're in the crock pot moment. So take those experiences and then start to create your strategy around what is it that you want to do. So you've got everything in the crock pot mode, and they're just waiting for you to get them aligned and put them into practice. So that's the incubation period. Thirdly, it's illumination, and it's defined as the process of placing value on your experiences and performance. They either applaud you or prod you. So the process of placing value on your experiences and performance. So it's the illumination. And then the fourth one is illustration. The process of expanding your experiences into teachable lessons. And so that's one of the things that I am trying to do with all of you and for the people that work with me. I want to share my experiences to help you develop and grow. So if you're looking to start a business, My goal is to help you get to that level of starting your business, and whatever your monetary goal is or where you want to be, my goal is to help you get there. So expanding your experiences into teachable lessons. Think about it this way. If any of you have children or, relatives or teenagers, whatever, the nieces and nephews, things that we learn and we've learned from mistakes, we teach our children to learn from those mistakes. So it's just like riding a bike, you're going to fall a couple of times, but you teach your child, and as we were taught as children, to get up off of that fall and get back on the bike. Because if you don't get back on the bike, chances are you'll never learn to ride it. That fear of falling, scraping your knee, scraping your elbow, hurting your hands, whatever the case may be, is painful. However, if you get back on that bike and try it again, you will improve the second time. Now, keep in mind, you might fall again because you haven't perfected how to ride that bike. So you get back and do it again. But the more that you get back on that bike, the more you try to improve, the better you'll get. It's the same thing in business. The more that you try different avenues in starting your business, or if you're already in business, the more that you do, the more failures that you have will equal the more successes that you have. And trust me, I've had some failures. When I first started in business, my main thing was funding. And I didn't have anyone that was willing to give me money. So, I had to figure out how am I going to do this? How am I going to start this business? How am I going to be successful if, I don't have any funding to, startup money? So, for me, I used my credit cards, and, a lot of people have to do that. But, there's that trial and error. It's just like getting on the bike. I had to figure out different ways of how I wanted to start my business. And so, yeah, I used credit cards, but I was able to grow my business and then pay those credit cards back. So that's the beauty of starting a business, is that you learn from your mistakes. That's the beauty of, going back to falling off of that bicycle. You're going to have some bumps and bruises along the way. But as long as you get back on that bike and ride it, you will be successful. It's when you don't get back on that bike, it's when failure starts to creep in. And so, for those that are listening, stay on that bike. You'll fall a couple of times, but get back on it. Don't let failure prevent you from being successful. And oftentimes we do, we're in our minds, we're thinking, I'm not good enough. I failed. Well, just because you failed doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It was a learning experience. It was a learning experience for you. So if you're listening, put in the chat, have you failed at something and you were afraid to try it again? Let me know. Put it in the chat if you are struggling with something that you see as a failure, but you want to improve that. So let me know that by placing that in the chat. Yeah, just kind of like to know what's going on in your mind. What failures have you that you thought maybe was a failure, but it really wasn't a failure. See, oftentimes we don't pat ourselves on the back enough. We work really hard, we do things really well, we have some successes and we have some failures. But oftentimes we don't celebrate the small things that are positive in our lives. So don't try to, eat the whole elephant. Just take small bites of the elephant. Each day, each week, you will improve. Each day, each week, you will grow. And each day, each week, you will learn something new and different that will help you propel your business. It will help you propel your business. So again, the 4 areas of taking time to pause is investigation, the crock pot method, which I use as incubation, illumination, and illustration. So those are the 4 I's that are important in focusing on taking time for yourself, taking time to really think about the things that you want to reflect upon. Because oftentimes we don't reflect enough. We're so busy and let's get it done, let's get it done. And then when things don't work out, we're like, oh, failure. No, failure is a part of growth. And so, you know, we as individuals, we as leaders, we as entrepreneurs, you know, we need to stay on track with our business. We need to make sure that we are calendaring, putting things on a calendar. I can't say the word, putting things on a calendar to make sure that we get everything done that we want to, so that at the end of the week, you can celebrate those successes. So that's what I have for you today. Hopefully it was very helpful. And thank you for joining from Chile. Not sure how the weather is there, but hopefully you're safe with all that's going on with COVID across the world. So I appreciate your time in joining me today. So just remember the 4 I's and take time to reflect with each other. And so if I said something today that resonated with you, and you want to spend some time with me or get to know me a little bit better, I will post in the chat my free 30-minute jumpstart strategy call. And together we'll learn how, you know, what's going on with you and how I can help you. So as I said earlier in the call, I do have a couple things coming up. In January, I'm doing a communication strategy course. It's going to be $99. More to come on that in January. If you're wanting to up your game in speaking and get more speaking gigs, I have a speakers club that starts, that is on the 2nd and 4th Thursday of the month at 7:30 Eastern Time. It's $19.97 a month, and I'll post that in the chat as well. And then for those that need or looking for diversity and inclusion training, I have a program called Another Seat at the Table, and I can share more details about that if you're interested. So again, my free 30-minute jumpstart discovery call, I will post it in the chat so you can spend a little time with me. I get to know you a little bit better and learn more about how I can help you be successful or start your business or whatever it is that you are looking to do around your career transition. So again, thank you for joining. Oh, you were in the Cornell course. Awesome, awesome. So glad that you could join me. Hopefully I've said something that was helpful for you today. And I look forward to maybe you joining me again. So I'm here every Wednesday at noon. So have a fantastic day and be safe, wear your mask. Don't forget to vote. And also it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Support those who are dealing with breast cancer, honor those who have lost their lives, recognize those who have lost their lives due to breast cancer. I'm a 5-year survivor, so I am celebrating as much as possible during this month and every day and supporting women across the world who are dealing with breast cancer. So go to my website at breastcancerangelnetwork.com and let me know if you know someone who is dealing with breast cancer and they need some support. So I have a nonprofit organization where I support that cause. So again, thanks for joining me and see you guys next week. Take care. Bye-bye.